Welcome to the last round of the Swiss in the most recent Legacy Online Challenge. Legacy Challenge on Magic Online. We are on the draw against a guy, I think, who's been known to play. Whoa, I don't know. I think he plays some Blood Moon decks, but I'm really not sure. But the thing is, you can't, even if you suspect your opponent to be in a Blood Moon deck, you can't really mulligan a hand like this. Because if it's got neither Blood Moon, yeah, Chalice hits his hand pretty bad, but we don't even know. Like, I sincerely don't even know whether he plays Blood Moon here, or a Blood Moon deck here, but I think I remember something like that being tied to his name, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's check pile. Maybe it's actually check pile. Maybe not. At this point, I'm really hoping that he just plays some Goblin Rebel Master or something on the first time, because this hand has problems beating either Blood Moon or Chalice. What is it with these kind of decks and using these mountains? Like, I really like the artwork, the general design of these mountains, but they always use that. It's kind of a giveaway, is it? I guess being unfair on the first turn is also kind of like a giveaway. Is it gonna be Chalice? Ah, it's Chalice. Okay, at this point I'm really not feeling great, but we've got the double Dryad Arbor beat down. So there's something. I just hope he doesn't play Blood Moon here. Instead, oh, I remember this game now. I remember this game. Instead, he uses 2 mana, and I'm like, oh, please, no Summon Spirit Guide for Blood Moon. But, what does he have? Oh, he's got another Chalice. Okay. Oh, no extra land, nothing? Oh, he's super all-in on this Chalice, or these Chalices. We draw Natural Order, which is a great draw against pretty much every Chalice deck. I once again hope that he just ends up having no Blood Moons. And what is he up to? You already know, right? Don't you? Yes, it's another Chalice. Even a different artwork. It's like, no, no, and no. Whenever you play a creature, it's gonna be triple countered. I wonder whether I fetch Dryad Arbor here. Because you could make a case for not fetching Dryad Arbor here in case he really is just sitting like on a Blood Moon and trying to draw an extra land. And then I could never really cast any green spells again. And there's a couple of green spells that don't get countered by Chalice in my deck. So I think... maybe... Yeah, okay, I'm greedy. And this is easily the worst draw that I could have gotten. Like, now I can't Natural Order for Behemoth because I drew both. It's not the absolute end of the world, but it's certainly very annoying. Because there's really not much left in my deck that I even want a Natural Order for. Like, even Reclamation Sage. I mean, it's a tutor. If you ever find Senate, then we can get Reclamation Sage and Violet Symbiote. But even then, it's like a very far way to get there. But there's something else I want to do. And I'm pretty sure I'm doing it on this turn. Okay, look at this hand. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? Look at the opponent's hand board. Why is he weak? He's got 4 cards in hand, but he's not really doing anything. We are gonna Stone Rain him. We're gonna sacrifice a creature, and we're totally gonna Stone Rain him here. We're gonna Natural Order for Reclamation Sage, and would take way too long to try to take out the Chalices. Like, we wouldn't need to draw an extra Senate to do that. Instead, we're just attacking his mana. Because if he's playing this kind of Moon Stompy deck, then he also plays like 4 of the, what are they called? Oh, what's this stupid card called that I always lose to? 4 mana, wrath your board pretty much. It deals 1 damage to all of creatures, 1 damage to all of the creatures, and then the third mode is also like either 1 damage to all of the creatures or 2 to a player or destroy an artifact. I promise we will run through the card later again, and then I remember. So yeah, right now we're just putting on the beatdown. We're getting in for 4 a turn, which is actually like, it's a 4-turn clock against an opponent who's stuck on 1 land and who's got like a super high mana curve. I like that. Yeah, we just keep beating him. This is really how sometimes the games against these kind of decks go. Discarding Lana Wives doesn't really matter. He gets the Chrome Mox, which is annoying, but like 2 mana isn't scary out of this deck. 3 mana is, can be scary. 4 mana definitely is scary, but 2 mana not as scary. Oh, he even has a land, okay. Oh, that means, like, if he imprints Magos here, because Magos would be pretty good, then he must have another Magos. Yeah. And now, once again, interesting decision. What do we do here? Like, we could run in the Reclamation Sage and see whether he trades it for the Magos or not. I honestly wouldn't even know. The thing is, once we get Reclamation Sage to trade for Magos, then we get Pendelhaven plus Dryad Arbor unlocked again, but I'm not even sure if that's very good. We could also just get Visionary to draw an extra card, hope to find something relevant, but on a board like this, and with 2 Behemoth in our hand, there's really not much we can do. Like, we are super far away from ever casting Behemoth. We would need, like, I don't know, all 3 basic forests. Yeah, or maybe there's a combination of drawing extra Senates into Heritage Druids to get extra green. But on a board like this, I really feel that the only card I do care about is Briarwood Symbiont. Because I want to take out this Chromox again. Like, we are a land destruction deck at this point. I'm pretty sure that's what I do. Because that's what I right now feel I want to do. Deathrite Shaman is also an option, but I think, yeah, I really want to take out the Chromox. So next turn, I hope he just bricks on lands again. Because last turn he apparently drew a land. And I'm scared that he might play something like Chandra or like the thing... Oh, yeah, Fiery, Fury, whatever, Confluence. That's the card I was looking for previously. And he cast it by ditching a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, so here we just bounce the Reclamation Sage. No, not cancel. And then hope to find another land to replay it on the next turn to get him down to 2 mana. Because 2 mana isn't scary, 3, like I mentioned, like the scary part is 4 mana out of this deck. And we find another mountain, great. I didn't even know we had those in the deck. And take out the Chromox. And I think at this point I'm happy to trade my Reclamation Sage for the Magos, because then I can get another Dryad Arbor. Oh no, I can't, because they're both in the graveyard. But I think, yeah, I like getting in there still. And he doesn't block, interestingly. Pendelhaven has a lot of value in this matchup. If you can unlock it. And this is like, nah, I guess it's not the weirdest of attacks. But I really thought that he would block the next attack of the Reclamation Sage, but he doesn't. Okay, so we just get him for 2 again. And I think at this point you want to get Nettle Sentinel. I wonder whether I actually end up getting Nettle Sentinel, but I think you want to get Nettle Sentinel. It has the potential to finish the game really quite quickly. It gets there past Magos of the Moon, and we have enough cards to untap it until the game is over. Ah, hiccups, come on. Stop picking me up. Yeah, and we get, as we call it in call her in German, the Nesselrankenkriegerin down. Magos this time doesn't like. Oh, and we drew the. This is how we do it. Actually, I meant to hit this one.
First blood.
No! Oh god.
Go Power Rangers!
Go Power Rangers. This is a great draw because it's another 2/2 that we can cast through the Chalice. Opponent has to block at this point. I think at this point you really want to block the Reclamation Sage. Yeah, there's just too much value in that card. Can you believe that some people don't want to run the Reclamation Sage in the main deck? Yeah, me neither. Okay, here, for a short moment I was hesitating. I was like, what if he gets another board wipe? Then I lost my 2 creatures that I can use. But I think it's much more likely for him to play another 2/2 than to actually get the 2 extra mana required for a board wipe. So... Oh yeah, I wasn't factoring in the Soul Lands. The City of Traitors, not the Ancient Tombs, because those would kill him. But I was just thinking, well, he needs to find a land and have a Simian Spirit Guide in hand and have a Fury Confluence. No, he could actually have the Fury Confluence in hand and draw the... What's it called? City of Traitors. So it makes sense to keep back the Butcher Ranger here. But... Oh, interestingly, the opponent didn't wait for us to untap the Nettle Sentinel. Yeah, it's super likely that, given that we've been sitting on these extra cards for like pretty much the entire game, I guess he just assumed that we had something to untap this. So, yeah. So, turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Chalice, turn 3 Chalice. If that's all you got, you're not beating Elves. Most of the time. I've certainly lost to that draw at times. So how do I sideboard? I bring in 3 Abrupt Decays, I bring in Progenitors, of course, and I also bring in Ooze, because the games can actually get surprisingly scrappy. Like, I don't really like Ooze all that much against those more traditional Stompy decks, but against this kind of deck, and also against Eldrazi, I do like Ooze. Against Eldrazi, because it blocks like all the medium-sized stuff, and against this kind of deck, because like as you've seen here, the games get scrappy, and if you have like some uber scrap lord like Ooze, then that's certainly like a great card. It also survives most of the Fury Confluences once it grows to 4/4, so I like having it. I took out the Crowd Elf because I got the extra Giantus, and I took out the 2 Nettle Sentinels and the 2 Glimpses, which is a pretty common way to sideboard when you're up against Chalice deck. So, on the draw. Oh yeah, I remember this hand. I remember this hand because it doesn't beat Blood Moon. Like, it's completely dead to turn 1 Blood Moon. But it's very, very reasonable against if it's just Chalice. So I'm pretty sure I end up keeping this. And also, like, a rule of thumb that you shouldn't always go by, but that certainly has some value, is if you're up against a Blood Moon deck and you've got a decent hand that can beat a turn 2 Blood Moon, then just keep it. If your hand still can't even beat a turn 2 Blood Moon, which is not very common because most Elves hands can beat a turn 2 Blood Moon, then you might consider Mulligan, unless the upside is so incredibly high that you just have to go for it. Yeah, we keep this. Opponent Mulligans to 6. Has Ancient Tomb and no Blood Moon one time. No Blood Moon, no Chalice. This is the best case scenario. I'm getting a basic land here, and I might even run out the Nettle Sentinel just for the extra damage. I run out the Korean Ranger. Korean Ranger makes sense because it gives you double blue. Like, if he goes for Blood Moon next turn, then you still have, if he goes for Blood Moon and Chalice, I want to say, but that's not happening because he doesn't have Chalice. So I think running out the Nettle Sentinel might be better, because if he had, for some reason, Chalice plus Blood Moon next turn, it's better to have this, because this gives you double green for Natural Order, which is the card you eventually want to draw. So maybe it was just like part of my habit of always getting Quirion Ranger and a basic land down as soon as I can against the Chalice decks, because I want to make sure that I have double green for Natural Order. Overall, I think Nettle Sentinel wouldn't be a bad card to play here. And he just has another Ancient Tomb, which doesn't really do much. At this point, oh yeah, by the way, at this point you have to ask yourself, what is the opponent actually having? What does he have? Why? I mean, yeah, he might get to 6, but 6 is still something, like, especially when playing a Stompy deck, you can mulligan from 6 to 7 if your 6 sucks. But apparently his 6 wasn't all that bad, so right now, here, I'm feeling maybe he's just missing the red. Maybe his hand is, like, super crazy and it's missing the red. And if his hand is actually super crazy and he's just missing the red, there must be one card in his hand, maybe even 2 copies, that get him back into the game. And at this point, you should already be thinking about, oh, wow, what if he has, which card? Fury Confluence, exactly. So I'm trying to not, okay, watch me play my entire hand. No, I really hope I'm not playing my entire hand, because that would be very bad. I think I'm just gonna get either Visionary. Oh no, okay, I remember. I think I'm not playing my entire hand, but I'm definitely making sure to get a Vision, a Wirewood Symbiote here, to be somewhat protected. Against Fury Confluence, because you could play your entire hand and then maybe next turn have Gaia's Cradle for Behemoth, but then you lose hard if you finally finds the red source and gets Fury Confluence. Like, by the red source, I mean, I already assumed that he's got Simian Spirit Guide in hand and is only looking for a mountain or something. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm setting up a board set where I can, like, not be totally crippled by Fury Confluence. Like, you can be greedy when your opponent is mana screwed. And I think one of the very first lessons I learned in Magic, and I think that goes back to watching coverage in would it be like 2004 or 5, some tournaments there, some Pro Tours. I think it was even Randy Buehler who said, always take full advantage of a mana screwed opponent. And I'm trying to take as much advantage of him as I can, while reasonably still having game against his outs. And that way, I'm just gonna bounce the Visionary. Do I replay it? I'm not sure. I can't replay it, by the way. Oh, it's only my second turn? Okay. So yeah, if he has the mass removal here, we still got a really decent board. And at the same time, we're putting in quite a lot of pressure at 5 points of damage a turn. He finds the Chrome Box. Imprints a Braid, okay. And does not. Okay, he does nothing. Okay, so now you have to think about another card. And I wasn't thinking about this card, and I didn't remember this card until just this kind of play just came up. And you should have the same kind of thinking that I just had in that situation. Which card are you thinking about now? He's passing the turn. What's the card that's on your mind? Which card is on your mind? Which card are you super scared of? You already know, right? I'm just sitting here trying to get you to remember the card, and you're like, Julian, I already know that he has Kozilek's Return. Of course he has Kozilek's Return. What else would he have? Interesting question. Can we get set up for 10 here? Probably not. So, what are we doing here? Since he didn't have Fury Confluence, I really think he has Kozilek's Return. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting Reclamation Sage to take out the Chromox, because apparently red was the bottleneck as of late. And he wisely... I think he goes for Kozilek's Return, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, a Braid! Ah, okay. Guys, play around Kozilek's Return. It's super dangerous. He's just got a Braid. Yeah, he wisely takes out the Violet Symbiote. And that means that we can't bounce our Reclamation Sage. Of course, we still get the trigger. And attack him for another 4. Down to 13. I don't know. I still believe you should be scared of Kozilek's Return in a position like this. By taking out the Chromox, by the way, you also like put him one red source further away from Fury Confluence. Why does this look so weird? Or does it? Maybe it just looks weird to me. And the opponent passes again. I wonder how conservative I am here. See, I'm not getting Droid Arbor. I'm still respecting his sweepers. I knew it! I fucking knew it! I knew. I've never been so happy to lose 4 of my creatures. I just knew it.
Monster kill.
I hope he had the sound effect, otherwise this would have looked really weird. I knew it. I so knew it that he would have this kind of card. So yeah, now we played around Kozilek's Return successfully, which is kind of cool, because he even didn't fetch the Droid Arbor, because we were kind of expecting it. So at this point, I'm just trying to build a board that can natural order for opportunities on the next turn. I think I'm just gonna play the Quirion Ranger. Or actually, I'm not looking... Yeah, I should have been looking to build a board that can kill him on the next turn, which I already have. It's not about opportunities, it's about the big bad guy who will just take out his entire board. Unless he has another Kozilek's Return, in which case we should then get Progenitus. Oh, look. Oh, another stop now upkeep. Maybe it's just from... Yeah, okay, so it's just from last turn. And... So if we want to kill him here, we would play Deathwatch Shaman and then sacrifice the Deathwatch Shaman to Natural Order. On the other hand, if we don't kill him, we still get to shut off his 2 Ancient Tombs. Like, I really don't want to run into another Kozilek's Return into Ensnaring Bridge. And Chalice, nah, it's super unlikely for him to actually have any kind of out here. It's just, I don't want him to Am I getting Progenitus? No, I'm getting Kratov. Okay, so I could have killed him, but I didn't, because I was scared of a second Kozilek's Return, I'm pretty sure. Like, if I play Deathwatch Shaman and then do this weird thing where I untap Droid Arbor and he's like, oh, what's happening there? Oh, better Kozilek's Return. Then you're in a very weird spot. Like, I could untap Droid Arbor first and then replay the forest and have 2 floating, 1 floating. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and if he has Kozilek's Return, he goes down to 9, then we can attack for 6. Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's totally worth it, like, trying to kill him here. Like, obviously, the double Stone Rain also works. Kinda-ish. And I think at this point I'm also playing the Deathwatch Shaman to play... Yeah. Okay, it's interesting because I wanted to play around Kozilek's Return as much as I could. And by reducing his life total, now I kinda did that. And next turn I even have Deathwatch Shaman to kill him through a Ensnaring Bridge. I think it's it's fine to play it this way. I just like I've been burned a couple of times when I was in my main phase and I had enough mana to natural order and enough creatures, most importantly, and then I did something to set up for the natural order, and in response my opponents went like, "Ooh, remove your board," and I'm like, "Oh, I got all this mana, but now I can't do it." I could obviously still play the Deathwatch Gem and post Kozilek's return and then natural order and get Progenitors, but that's worse if he ends up having Bridge, so I would instead have needed to find Behemoth, attack for 6, like I said. He goes down to 9 because of Tomb, and then he goes to 3, and then he got one more activation in him, and he can play Bridge. Yeah, it's super niche, but I think I actually prefer the way I did it here. Also, might have lost to something crazy like Pyrokinesis, I don't know. Oh, and he kills himself with his own Tomb. So, did we win this? Yeah, that was the second game already. So, we are in the top 8. We just went 6-1 in the Swiss of the Legacy Challenge. We should be somewhere around 4 or 5th seed, but unfortunately, Magic Online doesn't pair or like do play or draw by Swiss seed in the playoffs. So we still have to roll the dice, so it doesn't really matter whether you're like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or whatever. But yeah, hey, top 8. I need like a key for top 8 that like pops up and it goes like top 8, something like this.
Perfect.
Kinda. 6-1 isn't perfect, but yeah. See you in the next round.